real artists. They're real artists in this place. Mr. Nimi, you're not trying to get away, are you?
No, come back up.
Here comes the maestro. Sir, Loren Nimi.
So, this is a swell party. I'm going to tell a story about the aftermath of a party. In my novel, Circus Rex, which is a kind of a fictionalization of the tour of In the Heart of the Beast from the headwaters of the Mississippi to the Gulf of Mexico, there are a number of chapters, and people keep saying to me, which ones are fiction and which ones are true? And the answer is that the ones that seem most like fiction are in fact true. The circus was in New Orleans. It was Halloween. Now you may think that Mardi Gras is the big event. But let me tell you, Mardi Gras is for the fucking tourists. Halloween is for the residents. Men become women, women become animals, animals become men. It's all good. And we were thinking while the circus was there, someone said, oh, you guys should stay around, get a place and spend the winter here, do the show over and over and over again. And we thought, well, that might not be bad. And so we began looking at spaces. This one day, Kevin Kling and I were going to look at a particular warehouse space, which we were told would be perfect for the circus. We got there and the realtor who was supposed to meet us did not show up, and all of a sudden Kevin tried lifting the door, and it went up about 1.5 feet. And he said, that's enough, and he scooted down underneath the door and opened a little door on the side so I could come in, and we walked in. There had been a party to end all parties. The entire length of the warehouse was about 1.5 feet deep in debris of all kinds. Garbage cans were full of bottles, many of them still full. Kevin began going around picking up, here, you want scotch? You want whiskey? Shall we get some beers? He began loading stuff into a baggie. I said, skip the baggie, take a can. There was streamers of film hanging down from the rafters. Someone had obviously shown a movie and didn't bother to put it back on a reel, just streaming down and streaming. There were something up in the rafters. I couldn't quite tell if they were birds or animals, but we could hear them kind of chirping. It was a little unnerving. And then all of a sudden Kevin says, geez, Buzz, look at this. And he holds up a camera, a beautiful Nikon. And I said, well, I don't mind us grabbing a little of the extra booze, but I'm not sure I want to take that. And he says, well, maybe someone will come for it. And just as he was about to turn, he looked down and he says, Jesus, Buzz, there's a body here. And I went over and I looked, and, well, I could see the foot. It was bare. And I began to sort of move some of the paper and some of the stray cans, and more of the body emerged, and it looked like a figure who was wearing kind of a robe. He looked vaguely like, there was no getting around it. He looked vaguely like Jesus. And the crown of thorns did not help dissuade us in any way. And at that moment, the body opened his eye. And Kevin said, are you all right? And this voice kind of croaked out, I've been better, but I'm not dead. And we went, yeah, we heard that happened once already. And he sat up. We helped him up. What do you say to Jesus when you meet him in a warehouse that's strewn with junk? And Wrong season. And he looks at us and he says, have you seen my camera? And Kevin, you can't lie to Jesus. Especially when he's standing there and the blood is still running down his face. And Kevin reaches into the garbage can and pulls up a bottle and says, oh, it's the wrong thing. And pulls up the camera and hands him the camera. And Jesus takes the camera and he says, bless you. And turns and starts to walk away. Kevin turns to me and he says, do you think that this means anything? And I said, yeah, it means that we probably shouldn't rent this space. And just at that moment, I turned to see where Jesus was gone, and he had completely disappeared. We did not hear him. We did not see him go away. We did not hear him leave a door. He had simply taken the camera and, for all intents and purposes, vanished. We waited a few minutes. And then we were going to take our garbage can full of purloined booze back to the circus where everyone would rejoice. And Kevin said, did you notice anything strange about him? And I said, you mean the holes in his hands? And Kevin said, man, that must hurt. And I said, yeah, probably. But as he said, not dead yet. Wow.
Loren, Jesus. So we have all these sophisticated people here. And here's my Jesus story. Jesus is on the cross, and soldiers and non-believers are taunting him from down below. They're, oh, big son of God, bring yourself down from that cross. You're so powerful. And here's what happened. Jesus went, oh, fuck. Oh, that bombed. We've all heard the term bomb. That was it. But it's pretty funny. He got the thank you, Christian. Wow. Thank you for coming to the last party I will ever fucking host.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not. You'll forgive me. I'm charming. Now we have a youngster.